The look may have changed several times over the years, but one thing stayed the same. Ali McCoist was always a striker to be feared. He was Predator Supreme at Rangers, but just because he's left Ibrox, that doesn't mean he's finished hitting vital goals. On the eve of his 36th birthday, McCoist's gift to his new club Kilmarnock was a goal that helped them to joint top spot in the Scottish Premier League. Robbie Winters has a lot to prove. His talent was never in doubt at Dundee United, but he didn't deliver often enough. Aberdeen is his stage to show he can provide top-level performances consistently. Tonight, we're at Pittodrie for Aberdeen against Kilmarnock, live from the Scottish Premier League. Hello there. Only 3 clubs outside the old firm have won the Scottish League Championship in the last 34 years. Aberdeen and Kilmarnock are 2 of them, and while no one is getting carried away making rash predictions, there is a buoyant mood about Kilmarnock at the moment. A win tonight and they'll join Rangers level on points at the top of the table. A win for Aberdeen would put them joint second. Charlie Nicholas, here we are at Pittodrie.
Yep.
Killie arrived a short time ago. Very attack-minded side. They want to win here tonight and they want to go joint top, don't they?
They've been playing ever so well, and I watched them during the week when they had the 2-1 victory. But they've got Vareille in tonight, along with Wright and McCoist, which is unusual. They're going to go 4-3-3. They feel they can win it. I just feel the form of Durrant has been so impressive. Aberdeen might go and mark him in midfield. And I've got a feeling that Aberdeen, unpredictable though they are, Jim, could get the 3 points tonight.
So you're taking the Dons to get the 3 points?
I'm taking Aberdeen. I think the pace of Winters could be a major factor tonight.
Do you think it's a mistake then, Bobby Williamson, being so attack-minded tonight, being gung-ho?
No, and it probably surprises people that I'm saying such a thing, but it's a very positive and compliments to Bobby for doing that. I just feel Aberdeen have got the pace to upset the defence of Kilmarnock rather than the other way about, so that's why I'm going to go for a home victory.
Bearing in mind, Charlie, the Dons have only won 2 games in 7 outings this season.
Well, they are the most unpredictable team of this season, there's no doubt about that, but Aberdeen have been impressive when they play well. OK, Charlie, so 2 teams with big ambitions, eager to impress. Let's join our match commentators, John Robertson, and first, Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. Well, Kilmarnock have only been beaten once in the Scottish Premier League this season by Rangers. They could go level top with the men of Ibrox if they win here at Pittodrie. That's the sort of position Aberdeen aspire to as they seek to rediscover the glory days that are becoming an increasingly distant and still magical memory. Aberdeen are without Gary Smith. He's failed to recover from a leg injury that forced him off at half-time in the midweek draw with Rangers. Mark Perry switches to right back. Ricky Gillies comes into midfield. Robbie Winters made his Dons debut against Rangers in midweek. With him, Craig Hignett and Ian Jess on show, there should be a few chances flying around.
Well, that's certainly right, Ian. Aberdeen have been very, very inconsistent this season. Jim Leighton is, as usual, doing wonders at the back, but they'll be looking for the pace of Robbie Winters and the silky skills of Ian Jess to get them victory today.
Kilmarnock are without winger Martin Baker, stretchered off against Dundee in midweek, so Frenchman Jerome Vareille is back in the starting lineup, and he's part of an ambitious 3-pronged attack which also includes Paul Wright, who's facing his former club, and the legend that is Ali McCoist. And adding to the Ibrox connection is Ian Durrant, who's been in fabulous form.
Well, Kilmarnock have started well this season. They've got Kevin McGowne and Ray Montgomery and his testimony here, rocks at the back. But look for Ian Durrant to be his usual prompting self, to supply the balls for the pace of Vareille, the touches of Wright, and the youthful enthusiasm of Ali McCoist.
Well, it's rather strange to see him, to not see him, I should say, in a Rangers shirt. But whilst the shirt may have changed, the goal-poaching ability hasn't. 5 already for Kilmarnock. McCoist, who turned 36 this week, will be eager to add to that tally. It will be Kilmarnock in their blue and white stripes to start this one. And in sharp contrast to the matches we've done in recent weeks, I'm pleased to report that of the 22 starting players today, as many as 19 are Scottish.
Well, that's unusual for us, Ian, but let's hope, Scottish or not, we'll have a cracking game today.
And immediately it's a goal kick, a decision that Jerome Vareille doesn't quite agree with. Alec Miller saw his side win their first 2 league games of the season. First time in 7 years that Aberdeen have managed to do that, but since then, typical, no win in 5. In contrast, Bobby Williamson is all smiles. Beaten just once this season in the league, and they are nudged in nicely behind Rangers at the top of the table. They've drawn all 3 of their away games so far this season. Kilmarnock in the league without conceding too many either, just the 1 goal. Wright will get the free kick.
Well, no doubt there was a handball there. Hugh Dallas let it go just for a second to see the advantage, but he quite correctly brought it back. You just see it clipping off the hands there. A good decision from the referee.
Kevin McGowne to take the free kick. Scored the winner against Dundee in midweek as Kilmarnock came from behind. And that rolls harmlessly out for an Aberdeen throw. Dylan Kerr, Craig Hignett and Jerome Vareille, the odd men out tonight, the 3 non-Scots who were in from the start. Welcome to head tennis. And Derek White will get to that first. Jim Leighton scuffed it somewhat, and it'll be a throw for the man who's 40 years young, still going strong, and very strong at that.
He certainly is, Ian. He has a reputation not being the best kicker in the world. I think he certainly proved it there, but there's no doubt about the rest of his ability.
He won his 90th cap for Scotland in Lithuania earlier this month. Vareille was caught napping. Dow. Vareille almost tried to exchange shirts with him already after a couple of minutes. Gillies. Hignett's begging for an ad on this side. It's first going to go though to Perry. Aberdeen will settle for the throw off the old trooper Montgomery. And it's a throw that will be taken by Mark Perry, who scored last time we were here live on Sky Sports in that enthralling match against Celtic. He got the first of the 5 goals that day. There were 3 penalties, 2 missed and 2 red cards as well. We'll settle for similar excitement tonight. Killie's losing out. And White's header ends up in the stands. Gary White, who was in that Scotland squad that went to Lithuania but was unable to add to his 11 caps. Rowson back to White. Kilmarnock could join Rangers on 15 points. They went level top with them in midweek when they beat Dundee. Came from behind. It wasn't a totally impressive performance, but the fact that they won meant that it didn't really matter, especially as Dundee are getting a grip to life in the Scottish Premier League. Now Vareille, nobody in the middle, took a little deflection on its way in though.
Well, it's a good bit of pace for Vareille. He whacks it across, there's nobody in the middle, and really, in the end, it wasn't all that threatening.
Played for Metz in France, the best known of his previous clubs. Kerr is helped on by MacPherson. Maybe a chance though for Aberdeen to break. This is Dow. His cross was a little wild, to say the least.
Well, it was good build-up play for Andy Dow there, but in the end it's a woeful cross, and that's not going to cause Big Gordon Marshall any problems whatsoever in the Kilmarnock goal.
2 of Aberdeen's best performances this season came against Rangers and Celtic. They've often been accused of only raising their game when they meet the Giants of Glasgow, but they're going to have to be fired up for this one. Kilmarnock proving a tough side to beat in the Scottish Premier League. It was Holt whipping it across in Vareille's direction.
Well, I think that's the big thing at the moment in the Premier League, Ian. There's not really one team stamped their authority in it, and you've got the Hearts, you've got Kilmarnock and Rangers up there at the moment. As you say, if Aberdeen win today, they can leapfrog right into second place.
Yes, 8 points merely separating top from bottom in the Scottish Premier League. It's tight at the moment. Aberdeen, for all their indifferent results recently, could join Kilmarnock and Hearts on 12 points. Derek White, offside flag goes up to frustrate the Dons, and Jess in particular.
Well, looked quite tight there. When the ball's played, Ian Jess may have just drifted offside, but again, a very tight decision by the assistant referee.
Holt. Dylan Kerr. And that's might just get to Vareille, just going to drift away from him, I think. But it was a nice idea, just gathered pace on its way in the Frenchman's direction.
Well, Dylan Kerr was really unlucky there, because if that had just a shade less pace on it, Jerome Vareille could have been in for the first shot on target in the game.
Aberdeen failed to beat Kilmarnock in 4 meetings in the league last season. Killie won both encounters at Rugby Park, while the 2 league games here at Pittodrie both ended 0-0, but that of course is not going to happen again. Oh no. It's a throw for Dow. Gillies, Hignett, the former Middlesbrough man, also played for Crewe. That was a nice ball tucked through to Gillies, and it was Holt who got back to concede the corner.
Well, this is the kind of thing that Aberdeen fans are looking for. A great little ball from Craig Hignett. And Ricky Gillis there, cut it back. And Gary Holt, who absolutely no chances, and hooked it into the stand.
Derek White and John Ingalls will be in there, looking to get on the end of this. Punch clear by Marshall, back in by Hignett. Body's in the way. And the cross by Jess results in another corner off of Dylan Kerr.
Well, superb defending there by Kilmarnock. A pumping shot. I'm sure it was Ray Montgomery got in the way. And that's an early tester for the Kilmarnock defence.
Derek White will be lurking, as indeed will his central defensive partner John Ingalls. There's a slight delay with the corner kick because the ball hadn't been returned from that section of the crowd, but now Aberdeen have it. Marshall, a much cleaner clearance this time. It's over the head of Winters, and I didn't think for one moment that it was going to drift away, but it does for Ian Durrant, who was the victim of a punching challenge on this ground by Neil Simpson and an infamous incident 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. You can still hear Ian Durrant seems to get the brunt of it for the Aberdeen fans, and truly it's an incident now that should be put to the back of everybody's minds and let the man get on with the game. And he's certainly contributed some fine performance. I don't think that'll affect him here today.
Here's Vareille, who's trying his luck on this side for the time being. Dylan Kerr supporting. Wright and McCoist are in there, but it reaches neither of them as Wright stretches to poke, White rather, stretches to poke it away. The rebound favoured Vareille. Durrant, it is ridiculous that he still gets booed coming here. Oh, there was a little short back to corner, Marshall, and Jess almost capitalised. He looked the favourite to start with, but Marshall, to his credit, sprung quickly out, and he needed to. Meantime, back up the other end. Ingles finds White. And now here's David Rowson. Hignett. Scored in his first 2 league appearances for Aberdeen, Hignett. Now Perry. Robbie Winters. Signed from Dundee United. Rowson straight into the arms of Marshall, who survived a little scare here.
Well, Kevin McGowan's a very relieved man, he's woefully short there. And I'll tell you what, it's only the conditions. If Marshall will be able to use the sliding out there, that helped him stop Ian Jess opening the scoring.
His 475th league appearance today, Marshall. He has kept 4 clean sheets in 7 league games. Quite an impressive record.
He's been a stalwart for a few clubs now, Gordon. And he's going to do it again for Kilmarnock, there's no doubt about that. A fine goalkeeper.
Here is Durrant. I don't really need to tell you when he's on the ball. Holt. MacPherson. Vareille. Back on the right now. And he was being hassled by Jamie Bucket. Killie hang on to it though, but not for too long. And this is excellent work by Rowson. Now Hignett. Hignett stepping his way forward. Aberdeen showing a bit of style here. Perry. It's going to come to Ingles. Dow had pulled away on that flank, but it needed a better pass to him. Jerome Vareille. Here's Durrant. Aimed towards McCoist, who goes down, and a penalty is given by Hugh Dallas. Ali McCoist sent tumbling, and it's going to be a card for Perry as well. A booking.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt here. McCoist gets a great touch, whether he uses his hand or not, and just a little tug there from Perry, and it's certainly a penalty kick. And what a chance for Kilmarnock to open the scoring.
Well, Paul Wright scored against your boys from the penalty spot, Livingston, in the League Cup this season. And he has the chance to put Kilmarnock ahead here at Pittodrie.
Well, he smashed it to our goalkeeper's bottom right-hand corner. Is he going to stick with this?
It's Paul Wright against Jim Leighton. It's straight through the middle this time. And it's 1-0 to Kilmarnock. And that was a no-nonsense spot kick.
Well, Paul Wright can certainly hammer them, and that's exactly what he does. Leighton moves early, Wright smacks it down the middle, and maybe Jim Leighton, a victim of his own success after his performance against Celtic.
Tell you what, he couldn't have got that much more in the middle. Paul Wright scores against his former club. Spent 6 years here in the 80s. Hignett. An early shocker for Aberdeen. And they could be in for another shocker now. Vareille is down that side.
Well, it'll be a bit of a blow to Aberdeen, because it looked as if they were getting on top. They were knocking the ball forward, getting it wide and creating a lot of width in their play, trying to get the ball in the middle. But Kilmarnock being the team there this season, have broke to the other end, and more importantly, broke the deadlock.
Quarter of an hour gone. That one will drift out of play though. Paul Wright with a perfect penalty. He's scored well over 100 league goals in his career. 16 of them for Aberdeen here. So that one would have been rather sweet. And Aberdeen will call on the likes of Robbie Winters to provide some sort of response to that penalty. Pittodrie has fallen a little silent. Bucken. Ingalls, Hignett. There's always a bit of a buzz when he gets it. Again, it was over Winter's head and MacPherson covered. Durrant. Dow. Back to Jamie Bagan. Offside surely against Jess. Indeed it is. Not much doubt about that decision.
No, Ian Jess definitely ran well offside there, which is unusual for a player of his quality. But Aberdeen, there's no doubt, are absolutely stunned by that goal.
Well, Kilmarnock finished 4th last season, qualifying for the UEFA Cup. It might have been deemed difficult to improve on that this season, but rest assured this team is going to give it one hell of a go. They were knocked out of the UEFA Cup by the Czech side Sigma Olomouc, 2-0 in both legs. Once you've had a taste of Europe though, you do want a bit more. Vareille. Aberdeen, well, the flag was very, very late up against McCoist then. Aberdeen actually called for it and it wasn't there, and then it did suddenly come up.
Well, it was that late, it was nearly in the second half, but I think it was a correct decision.
Here's Wright. Well, let's have a look at the incident involving Ali McCoist that led to Kilmarnock's penalty, and he's still talking about it there with Perry.
Well, I thought at the time he handled it, but no, it didn't. I think it's gone in between his arms, but it definitely pulled back from Mark Perry. There's no doubt there is a penalty, and of course, we all know what happened. Paul Wright dispatched it.
You can't take him much better than that. Having said that, I saw Alan Shearer take one yesterday, and his wasn't bad either.
Anyone that hits the net's perfect.
Straight through to Marshall. It's not quite falling into Robbie Winter's path just yet. Kerr. Little flick by McCoist. Dow. Sold Jess short. McGowne to Vareille. And that's a decent back heel for Wright, who will get the free kick. Fouled by Ricky Gillies. He felt he won the ball fairly, but Hugh Dallas didn't agree.
Well, it looked shoulder to shoulder to me. It was a tremendous little passing movement from there for Kilmarnock, and he certainly bumped him there, but I don't really see too much wrong with that. And Aberdeen just a touch fortunate, Kilmarnock just a touch fortunate to get a free kick here.
Jim Leighton will keep a check on this one. Durrant and MacPherson. In from Durrant. Holt's header. It's going to bounce away, but that looked like something they've been working on the training ground on.
Yeah, there's a good bit of movement there. You see Holt coming around the back. Durrant spots him. I don't know if there's a little clash of heads there, but it was a very well worked move. And there's no doubt that Bob Williamson and co have worked on that at the training ground.
Andy Dow. Jess. Lawson. It was between Gillies and nowhere near Hignett. Kerr. Bagan. He's giving it straight to Holt. And nice work by Holt. Here's Mitchell. And that's going to go for a corner. Won by Ali Mitchell.
Oh, it's fine play from Mitchell. Done well to get down the line again. There's a lack of support in the middle, but Kilmarnock will be delighted to have this set piece. And up come McGowne.
Durrant, it's gone over McGowan's head. And it nearly came to Holt, and will do now. MacPherson, back out to Durrant. He went for the first time crossing and failed rather miserably. Hignett. It's a lovely pass to Perry. Conceded the penalty. And a foul by Gillies on Wright.
Yes, it's a little trip there, but you can see the early problems that Aberdeen have got with Robbie Winters having just joined. Mark Perry was screaming up to come short for the ball, and Robbie, his strongest point, was looking for it over the top to use his pace.
Dylan Kerr's free kick, and here's a missed kick by Ali McCoist, which the Aberdeen fans rather enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's a great run from McCoist, gets in on the blind side there. It's not a bad touch, but I'm sure Mr. McCoist won't want to see 2 minute replays of the finishing shot.
Can't be perfect all of the time. Scored 250 league goals for Rangers, mind you.
That's not a bad little record, that, is it?
It's all right, mate. Kerr steps in for Kilmarnock. We've actually only managed one away victory in the league in 1998. Came at a little place called Ibrox on the final day of last season. Lee Mitchell got the winner. Here's Hignett, trying to inspire Aberdeen. He's rode the challenge on Holt. Some run by Hignett. It's just not clicking for Aberdeen at the moment. Craig Hignett, who always did a pretty good job for Middlesbrough, and certainly did a very good job when he was at Crewe, scoring goals galore. But he came north of the border in the summer. MacPherson. Vareille. Robbie Winters, who was aiming to burst away. Durrant won it back. Rather MacPherson won it back. And now here's Vareille. Away by Ingles. Back in by MacPherson, helped on by Wright. Aberdeen can't dig it out at the moment. Montgomery to Dylan Kerr. Aberdeen need to find a little spark from somewhere.
Yeah, the goal certainly not the stuffing out of them. But we've seen again a tremendous run from Craig Hignett there, and Robbie Winters wants to go beyond. I'm sure that's a mix that was in for Winters beyond, just short. But at the moment it's just not quite coming off.
They finished 6th last season, which is the position they're currently in at the moment. Perry, Hignett. Derek White now. Now Dow has kept it in. But MacPherson did enough. And McGowne was on hand to help him. McCoist is on his own at the moment. Easy for Ingles. White. How can Aberdeen pick up on this one with Jess? Hignett to his right. He won't give it up in a hurry, Hignett. But he caught his man, and it'll be a free kick.
Well, it's a 50-50 there. Just a little scramble. But Mark Perry will be absolutely raging with Craig Hignett there. He made a tremendous run outside of him. And if Hignett had slipped him in, he'd be in a tremendous position to cross the ball in the middle.
Hugh Dallas, World Cup referee. Jamie Buchan's clearance is going to come back towards him though with Vareille. Mitchell. And here's Vareille, if he can get to it. And he can, you know. Durrant was waiting in the middle.
Well, that was tremendous pace from Vareille again. That's what Kilmarnock used all the time, and he whipped it in there, and Ian Durrant was just a whisker away from getting on the end of it.
Nice turn by Durrant, but he couldn't quite match the cross with the turn. McCoist, back for Kerr. Kilmarnock is certainly keeping the home fans quiet at Pittodrie, but this might give them a bit of a buzz. Hignett. Montgomery came across, and the referee has given a free kick for a shove by Hignett against Hignett and in favour of Kilmarnock.
Well, Hignett's not going to get there, and well, maybe Hugh Dallas is right. Certainly can't argue it was a push. The winning the ball was already out of play or not before then. It's open to debate.
The referee was right. There's a phrase we haven't heard too often lately.
Well, you never argue a man like Hugh Dallas. I'm sure it'll come back to haunt you somewhere.
Good chance of a couple of games at the World Cup, of course, including the France-Italy quarter-final. Ingles. Winters. Gillies now to Dow. Bagan, leaving it for Derek White. Aberdeen just a little sloppy. Holt. And the game held up. And there's an injury to Ricky Gillies.
There's a tremendous tackle there from Mitchell. Straight in there. All credit to Ian Durrant. Despite the catcalls from the crowd, he was the man that put it out.
Kilmarnock's excellent start to the season, continuing at the moment. It's a throw in to Aberdeen, no free kick. Durrant and Hignett together. Plenty of action in the middle of the field, and Kilmarnock certainly edging it, to say the least. Here's Gillies, and he's found Perry. Jess and Rassen, not afraid to have a go, but an effort that was always rising and rising from David Rassen.
Ian Jess did well there. He's rolled into his path, and from that distance he's 22, 23 yards out. They let him hit the target, but it's well over the bar. It's better from Aberdeen though.
It's 3.5 years since Kilmarnock recorded a league victory here at Pittodrie, so it would certainly be something to celebrate if they could manage one tonight. Gillies, he was possibly held back by the referee Hugh Dallas, in the perfect position to play the advantage. What sort of advantage will it turn into? Well, now they will get the free kick for the foul by Holt on Jess. And Holt is going to get a warning, is he? Or is McGowne for the earlier incident?
Well, it's Holt that tripped Jess there, but McGowne pulled him back. And I'm not sure where Hugh Dallas is going to give him the yellow card. He's let him go.
Oh dear. I bet they never did that on the training ground this week. What a waste. Here's Vareille. Kilmarnock really charging forward. Durrant now, and he's got the corner. Killie, with half an hour played, in pretty comfortable control of this one.
Well, they're a very mobile side, and you saw it there. 1 minute, they're defending a free kick at the edge of the box, and the next minute was 3 or 4 Kilmarnock players in a great position. I just can't help thinking Jerome Vareille picked the wrong option there, but they have a corner and a chance to cause Aberdeen more problems.
McGowne will come up from the back. Oh, it's off the line and cleared away for another corner. I think the expression says it all.
Well, I don't think Andy Dow knew anything about that. It's a tremendous flick from McGowne, and that's going in. And in fact, perhaps a touch from Leighton and Dow.
That's why you have a man on the line. Andy Dow was that man. They might have to do it all over again, Aberdeen here. Durrant's going to whip this one in again, away by Wright. But a chance here for Aberdeen to charge up the other end. Here's Rowson. Through towards Winters, credit to Holt, who got back to cover his defenders who had gone upfield to that corner. Well, a few challenges coming in here, which are juicy to say the least.
Yeah, it's a good old Scottish Premier League match there. A few hefty challenges. Aberdeen really need to get going at the moment. They're just they're huffing and puffing, but they're not really looking like breaking down Kilmarnock.
Ingleshead with the free kick. And Winters get in, he nearly did, and Marshall bravely blocked him.
Well, once again, Gordon Marshall has to be out sharp here. It's a good knockdown, and he just gets there to stop Winters. And for all you trivia buffs, Gordon Marshall, of course, is one of the rare breed that have played for both Celtic and Rangers.
Now Hignett. Wright tracking back with him, and he surely tipped in there. I think he's given the corner. It certainly looked like it should be a free kick, but the corner kick has been given.
It looks like it's a free kick here. I think it's, yes, definitely, it's Craig Hignett knocks it out.
Well, they're taking the corner kick quickly. Claims for handball. Oh, and it's ricocheted through. I think Hugh Dallas might have had a good look at that. He was in a good position with the handball claim.
Well, I'm sure it's Alan McCoist. It's taken quickly, it's put in here. McCoist defends it. Well, it certainly didn't hit him in the hands, but it's a real chance for Robbie Winters with this header. And he just knocks over the top.
Well, a flurry of activity in that penalty area, and the Aberdeen fans would like to see a few more flurries. Thank you very much. Trailing to Paul Wright's penalty. They're ahead, though, as far as attempts at goal are concerned. Here's Wright, former Middlesbrough man like Hignett, so spent 7 years at Celtic. It'll be Winters joining Aberdeen as part of the deal that took Billy Dodds the other way. Dodds hit a hat-trick for his new club Dundee United, so follow that, Robbie. Belted into the stands by Montgomery.
Yeah, Ray's not the man to mess about. Be a tremendous servant. We've mentioned earlier, it's his testimonial year. And he could be celebrating with Kilmarnock going joint top.
Here's Perry for Aberdeen. Hignett. Offside. And it's turning into a really frustrating first half for Robbie Winters and co.
Now Hignett just delays it a touch here. Robbie Winters gets round the outside, and yes, he's just offside. But really, this first half has summed up Aberdeen's season so far.
Well, tomorrow night, the FA Carling Premiership action comes from Upton Park. Always good under lights. West Ham against struggling Southampton, Monday, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. And our Scottish match next week again features Aberdeen. This time they're on their travels at Dundee United. They had their first win of the season this weekend, thanks to Billy Dodds' hat-trick. He'll be rather fired up with that one, I think, Mr. Dodds.
He certainly will, Ian, but all credit to Kilmarnock at the moment. They've come as a away side, they've hit the break, they've done well. And Aberdeen being the home side, having to push through, haven't really done it at the moment.
Perry. White. Rowson. Gillies, Hignett has been calling for it on this side, and he's about to get it. If he can contend with Kerr and Durrant. Hignett, that's a decent cross aimed towards Jess. Gary Holt gets back in there to help out his defence, but he might have to hang around there for a while. Here's Jess. Curls one in. Perry's header is going nowhere. Aberdeen really struggling to find any sort of rhythm. Here's Holt, and he's popping up everywhere. Durrant. Who scored the penalty, which has given Kilmarnock a lead. For Wright. Durrant. Space here for MacPherson. What can McCoist do? Wright. They're patiently making their way towards goal. It was a poor cross in the end from Wright.
Well, it's some tremendous passing again from Kilmarnock. I cannot believe that Aberdeen are sitting back and letting them knock it about. They're at home. They should be pressing the ball. They should be getting after it and creating chances. And really, they're getting the ball wide, but with two smallish centre forwards, they're not really doing much with it.
Well, it's 50-50 on possession.
Well, I find that quite incredible because Kilmarnock seem to have been on the ball a lot more, and they're certainly making a lot more use of it. See, Aberdeen, two smallish strikers, they're just not creating anything at all at the moment.
Yes, Alex Willow will be a little concerned and may well have plenty to say during the half-time break. Kerr. We won't say anything about that one, I don't think.
Well, due to the fact that he's a non-Scotsman, I think we could probably let him by with it.
Yeah, Englishman's pass that was, wasn't it? Here's Jamie Bagan. And he was tripped. And there's going to be a card coming out here for this challenge by Ali Mitchell.
Well, it's an innocuous challenge from Mitchell, but that's more like it. It's the first Aberdeen player, really, apart from Craig Hignett. Jamie Bagan striding forward there and trying to make something happen. And really, that's what Aberdeen needed at the moment. They're very much lacking in ideas.
Ingles was in there, so was Perry, but neither of them able to make contact. That's a decent cross whipped in. Was there a push there? I think they might have had a shout then. McCoist shakes his head as Hignett fell to the ground. It's a corner kick only.
Well, it's a deep ball here, and this will be very interesting. McCoist comes in, and that, to me, is every much a penalty as the Kilmarnock one.
Marshall's going to... Oh, I thought he was going to claim the corner. Should have waited a couple of seconds, really, as it slipped out of his hands. Well, Kilmarnock had what seemed a clear penalty and scored. Aberdeen might claim they should have had one. Here's Winters, though. Dow coming in. Kilmarnock stretched a bit here. Dow's cross. Winters' header. But again, they deal with it as McGowne pumps it out of play.
Well, this is Aberdeen's best spell of the game. And a good ball in from Dow there. And if Winters had picked out Hignett at the edge of the box, with Hignett's quality, it could easily be 1-1.
Rowson. Winters. Here is Hignett. It's going to go straight into the arms of Gordon Marshall, though. Holt. McCoist. Gary Holt again, the former soldier. Ready for battle in the Kilmarnock midfield. MacPherson. And Derek White will be rather hoping that one carries, and he does marshal it behind, as you would expect him to. Well, Kilmarnock had a penalty. Should Aberdeen have had a penalty? Yeah.
Well, we said before, I think McCoist does lead on him. And I'll have to say that Al McCoist has been the beneficiary of not one, but perhaps two decisions today.
one will be chewed up by Montgomery. Here's Jesper. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. McCoist brought down, leading to Kilmarnock's penalty, which was converted by Paul Wright. But unfortunate not to concede one himself. Aberdeen are at least showing signs that they have woken up a little bit.
Well, certainly the best spells were mentioned there, and dare we say it, Al McCoist's challenge, a typical forwards challenge in the penalty box there.
Jess. Rowson. Gets it back. Hignett for Perry. Gillies to White. They're hanging on to the possession, but what are they going to do with it? Here's Winters. Can't shake off the towering McGowne. White deals with that. Gillies. Perry. Montgomery's tackle bringing no joy for Jess. McCoist just leaving it for his former Rangers colleague Durrant. Dylan Kerr advancing down the flank. McCoist is going around the back of him. It's inside though to Vareille, first time shot. Durrant. Back by Perry to Leighton, albeit a little uneasily so on Aberdeen's part. They have a really strict training regime at Aberdeen now. They start at 8 in the morning and don't finish till around about 5:30 in the evening. Fancy that, making footballers work all day for a living. Scandalous.
Well, I'm absolutely all in all of that. I think it's not a bad idea. So listen closely, all you young lads at Livingston.
But it took a bit of getting used to.
I'm sure it did, Ian, I'm sure it did.
Bagan's clearance. Charged out of play by Mitchell. Kilmarnock, that's a foul throw that's been given against Bagan there. The son of the former Aberdeen and Manchester United captain Martin Bagan.
Well, it's been such a lacklustre display so far from Aberdeenian, and I'm sure Alec Miller will have a few choice words when he gets in.
Away by Ingles. Now Winters for Jess. Montgomery nipped in though. Yes, you wouldn't want to be an Aberdeen player going into the dressing room at half-time after this first half showing. Wright's error. Here's Dow. Here's Paul Wright. Now Wright again. And Derek White comes across. Winters, tripped by Gary Holt, so that'll be a free kick. Taken in totally the wrong place. And this man wants it hauled back.
Well, Hugh Dallas there was obviously going to incur the wrath of the Dons fans when really it should be the team, because it's been a very, very lacklustre performance. And Kilmarnock fully justified the one goal lead at the moment.
A really hard team, Kilmarnock, these days to grind out a result against as well. But this is a chance for, oh, the flag has gone up very late, actually, as Hignett and Jess lurked.
Well, it was a tremendous clip ball in there, and it's Ian Jess. Craig Hignett, as you can see, is not offside. But in the end, the spin off the turf, breezy surface, just took it wide of him. And Kilmarnock look as if they'll go into the break, holding on to that precious 1-goal lead.
Well, there is the half-time whistle at Pittodrie, and the boos are from the Aberdeen fans. Paul Wright's perfect penalty, giving Kilmarnock the lead after Ali McCoist had been brought down by Mark Perry, but McCoist also involved in another controversial incident. This was the penalty, though, that he won. Perry tugging him back, and Paul Wright, no messing about from him as he scored against his former club.
Here at Pittodrie tonight, it's all about Aberdeen against Kilmarnock, and Kilmarnock are 1 up. If it stays like that, Killie go joint top tonight. This is the story of it. Aberdeen have had more attempts on goal, but they haven't hit the target. Just one booking apiece, Perry of Aberdeen and Ali Mitchell of Kilmarnock. But look at that, in terms of territory, there's just no splitting them really, is there? So 1-0 Killie. Charlie Nicholas, are they ahead on merit?
For me they are, and the reason being, Jim, is that Bobby Williamson set the stall out tonight with 3 attackers. It's very positive, and I thought Aberdeen would use the pace of their forwards to give problems defensively for Kilmarnock. It's not been the case. The distribution from midfield from Aberdeen has been nothing short of abysmal. I think it's been absolutely disgraceful that they keep showing all this energy and they have absolutely no quality in midfield. It's time somebody got a hold of the ball and started making passes, because Ian Durrant is smoking a cigar out there tonight. He is cruising it.
Let's look at the Kilmarnock penalty award, Charlie. It was Hugh Dallas Wright to award it.
Oh, totally. Coisty. See, here's the cleverness that McCoist has that Winters and Jess don't show. He pulls off a defender, he's got him on the blind side, and there's a tug. It's evident. Sure, Coisty's arms are up, but the run's clever. He's asking questions. Look, he's watching the ball, he's ball watching.
But did he handle it himself?
No, it doesn't. The hand goes up, but for me it comes off the tummy area, and for me it's a Stonewall penalty. There's no doubt about it.
A Stonewaller, and Paul Wright took it, and he doesn't normally miss, does he?
No, well, he packs a mean shot, does Paul, and he's an ex-Aberdonian, so he would have enjoyed this. He likes to take it. McCoist would always be arguing that he wants to take penalty kicks. This guy's on for him and scoring goals too.
We spoke at the beginning of the show tonight, Charlie. Williamson is playing Vareille up front, he's playing Wright, he's playing McCoist. Very positive. Vareille is a handful, isn't he?
Well, what he does, he gives this lovely option. You see that Aberdeen have Winters and Jess and Hignett. They're all similar, they're all doing the same things. They're coming into tighter areas. What Vareille does is he drifts into spaces and suddenly he's over the top. And they use and expose defenders because of his pace. And he's great out ball, and also he's good quality on it. Doesn't give it away much, and it gives people like Durrant, McCoist and Wright time to go and support. He's been impressive so far.
He's been impressive. He almost scored himself, but for Andy Dow on the line. Let's have a look at that, Charlie.
Great touch, Kevin McGowne, lovely touch. I think actually Jim Leighton gets the smallest of touches also, to his credit. But you know, that's what you're there for. Andy Gray keeps telling everybody in England, back post, somebody should be on the post. Totally agree. There's the proof of the pudding. You've
been very critical about Aberdeen tonight and their performance. What on earth is Miller saying to them at half-time?
Well, I don't know, because this seems to have been a thing that Aberdeen have got in the last 2 or 3 years for me. They've lost energy. Lots of times they would like to tell us they should be a great team. No, we're expecting them to be a good team, we're expecting good things. We've seen them beat Celtic here, and impressively. They are just not passing the ball, and until you pass the ball and start hitting the target for a change, you don't win matches.
So basic errors, basic fundamental
Jim,
errors.
you listen to the Aberdeen crowd when they come on. They're a fickle bunch at the best of times, but it's not good enough. They are not turning up in big numbers. They are not happy with what they are seeing in the pitch, and it's evident, everybody can see it.
Well, Kilmarnock ahead here at Pittodrie tonight as things stand. If it stays the same as we said, Kilmarnock will go joint top tonight. It's Aberdeen who trail 1-0 to Kilmarnock. Let's rejoin John Robertson and Ian Crocker.
Cheers, Jim. It will be Aberdeen to start the second half, and they're going to have to be a lot more fired up for this 45 minutes than they appeared to be for the first 45 minutes. Incredibly, last season they only won 6 out of their 18 league matches here, taking 24 points from a possible 54, which is simply not good enough. This place should be a fortress for Aberdeen, but it's not really anything close to it at the moment.
No, it certainly is not, and that was the big complaint last year, that Aberdeen weren't winning enough home games. And it's been the same this season so far. Too many draws.
Oralson, no changes at the start of the second half. Aberdeen will probably make use of Mike Newell at some stage in this second half, the former Blackburn and Birmingham striker, over a few clubs in England. There's certainly no sign that the Aberdeen fans are ready to give their team a lift at the start of the second half.
No, I'm sure they want to sit and wait, and as Charlie said, they're a very demanding set of fans up here. But Kilmarnock will just keep chipping away at them, and with that one goal advantage, they're in the driving seat.
Gillies looking for Winters. Aberdeen throw. Winters, the Don's new boy, thrust into the team for the midweek game against Rangers after completing his move from Dundee United. Such an imposing presence is Kevin McGowne.
It's a crunching tackle from McGowne there. Knocked right in the back of Ian Jess. It's probably knocked the wind out of him. And this could be a blow for the Dons. I like Ian think they'll bring on Mike Newell sooner rather than later, but they certainly want to lose someone as influential as Ian Jess.
Concern for Alex Miller. Ian Jess has scored twice in the last 3 games for Aberdeen.
Certainly was crunching there, yeah.
When he falls on top of you, you know about it, don't you?
Yeah, Kevin McGowan's a big lad, but Ian Jess, I'm sure, is made of equally stern stuff. He'll get up and on with it. I hope to try and pull Aberdeen back in this game.
Jess is back on his feet. Kilmarnock have the throw. Ingles header. Here is Jess. But not for long. White back to Leighton, to snap it away quickly. Well, I suppose it's always worth a try when your name's A. McCoist.
Well, he gets a lot of stick for scoring, shall we say, lucky goals at times. And if one Alistair McCoist had scored from that distance, it really would have been a collector's item.
Now Killie. Coming to Vareille, the Frenchman, ready to torment Aberdeen again. Durrant and Holt nearby. He elects for neither of them. It's Kerr. Away by Ingles. Montgomery. This is nice and comfy for Kilmarnock. Here's MacPherson. And now Mitchell. Best of crosses from Ali Mitchell there. Durrant. Mitchell again. MacPherson's pass just went astray. The wrong side of Durrant. Perry, big Aberdeen fan, signed in the summer from Dundee United. There's another of the summer signings, Hignett, and the most recent of the signing, Winters. Kevin Kerr nips in. Didn't quite get the throw he was looking for off Winters. Wright. Andy Dow, who arrived from Hibs. I think one's going to skid all the way through to Gordon Marshall.
Well, similar to last season, Aberdeen making lots of pretty patterns deep in their own half, but they're just not hurting teams up front.
Leighton's clearance comes through to MacPherson, and a rare mistake by Holt. Recovered. Here is Gary Holt. Aberdeen are going to have a go at some stage pretty soon.
Yeah, they're just not as incisive as Ian Durrant. Even this early in the second half, Durrant is on the ball, he's spraying passes left and right, he's getting the width. Aberdeen just don't seem to have anybody to do that.
Well, here he is. Always happens when you praise someone. Look at that, though. That's not a bad record.
Yeah, Durrant's been outstanding so far today. He's just been taunting and teasing the Dons in the midfield, supplying the balls up front.
Kilmarnock unbeaten on their Scottish Premier League travels this season, although they haven't won on their travels. 3 draws, just 1 goal conceded though. They've really kept it tight on the road. Just 1 defeat at home against Rangers. A rare error from Mitchell. He's going to make the most. He's trying to make amends though, and he does. Aberdeen just can't get the ball. Kerr. And it was helped on to MacPherson. Now Holt. Holt again. Wright. MacPherson up towards Holt. Not down for Vareille. Here's Holt. Can't get his cross in, it was charged down by Bagan.
Well, it was patient play again by Kilmarnock, and Aberdeen just, they're not closing anybody down, they don't seem to be getting on the ball. I'd have to say that Kilmarnock are looking very, very comfortable at the moment.
Durrant. Ali Mitchell. It's cannoned off Rowson, and it doesn't go for the corner, it just stops it. And now it does go for the corner. Jess and Durrant together.
Well, the rueful smell from Ian Jess there. It's a crunching tackle from Durrant, and it did come off Ian Jess. Correct decision once again.
Blimey, the officials have managed a couple. Here's Mitchell. Away by Ingles, Hignett. Buchan's lob is going nowhere. It's pretty lethargic, to say the least, from Aberdeen at the moment.
Well, we've said it already, it looks like we could be doing with a change, and looking across there, I think Mike Newell's got the tracky bottoms off, and there may be a possibility he's going to come on.
And the injection of some sort of life is needed into Aberdeen. It's a bit of a stroll in the park for Kilmarnock at the moment. It's a pleasant Sunday evening walk. MacPherson, though, has inadvertently slammed it out of play, and Mike Newell will make his appearance now. Newell coming on for Andy Dow. And no surprise really, because they had to make a change.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Mike Newell will now pose a different threat to Kilmarnock. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, and Aberdeen will be able to use the aerial route a bit more. I think Ian Jess will drop off now, and it'll be Mike Newell and Robbie Winters through the middle, with Jess and Hignett has to get up support.
Rowson away to Perry. Ingles. Newell gets his first touch. Obviously a bit rusty. Down. Now Buchan. And this is promising at long last. Buchan to Killie. He's got Perry to his right. Up towards Newell. Now here's Perry. Can he deliver a decent cross? It was pretty easy for Marshall.
Well, that's about the toughest thing that Gordon Marshall's had to do all day. There's been no shots on target. And the one saving grace for Kilmarnock kitman tonight is he won't have to do much washing to that jersey.
The Dundee manager, Chucky Scott, amongst the spectators. His team have suddenly got to grips with life in the top flight in Scotland after a very iffy start. Good win this weekend over Motherwell. And they certainly gave Kilmarnock a scare or two in midweek, taking the lead, but Killie eventually winning by 2-1. Newell taken off his toes by McGowne. Disappointing from Mitchell. No way Super Ali is going to get to that from the other Super Ali.
Well, it's unusual to see Al McCoist playing so wide, but Kilmarnock have used him to great effect this season so far. A little bit more freedom, and those youthful legs, as we've talked about before, are still standing by him.
Right, bit of a stumble from Derek Wright then, but not a costly one. Here's Perry. Now Ian Jess. Hignett. Gillies. Perry is with him, but it'll be a throw. And the overhead kick by Winters was really awkward because Newell put Marshall under plenty of pressure, and that's more like it for Aberdeen.
Well, we spoke about the big physical threat of Mike Newell, and it's here. It's a hopeful ball from Winters. Newell goes right in on top of Marshall, but the big Killie goalkeeper kept an eye on it, and Aberdeen at last tried to force the pace.
Well, they're ahead on corners, and Newell got on the end of that one, but it won't present a problem at all for Marshall and his defence. Mike Newell.
It's a good ball from Jess. Newell just gets in front, but again, it's not causing any problems to the Kilmarnock defence. And you'd have to say that Richard Goff's assessment that Aberdeen raise it for the Old Firm is certainly holding firm at the moment.
Yes, they did well against Rangers in midweek, and they did well against Celtic in that extraordinary match live on Sky Sports, and they beat them by 3-2. The Celtic should have got something out of the game. They've certainly been stifled by Kilmarnock, although some might claim they've stifled themselves a little bit as well. Derek White. Hignett. Easy for McGowne, but Hignett ready to apply a bit more pressure. And still Hignett, and a splendid strike from Craig Hignett.
Craig Hignett cuts in well there. And as I've mentioned already, he looks the only Aberdeen player today with any spark whatsoever. He'll be disappointed in the end because he works a good position for himself on his favoured right foot, but just leans back a fraction, and the ball whistles over the bar.
A couple of goals for Aberdeen already in the first 2 league games of the season. Sent off against Dunfermline. Now Winters is going to try and get on to this one, but credit to Montgomery.
Montgomery done well there. That was the first time this afternoon that there's been a touch of indecision in the Kilmarnock defence. But McGowne let it run there, but Montgomery came to the rescue. And Kilmarnock still hold on.
Here's Jess. And through towards Gillies. Just bounced away from him after his first touch, which was also his last touch in that particular incident.
That was a tremendous ball from Jess there, and it was just Gillis' first touch. He could have controlled that. He was in with a chance from just 14 yards.
But Aberdeen are at least showing signs of waking their fans from a comatose state at the moment. Miller, who was number 2 to Gordon Strachan at Coventry and is still number 2 to Craig Brown at international level.
I don't think he'll be a happy man, Ian. He demands a lot of effort from his teams, a lot of concentration. He's not really getting both. Sorry, none at all from Aberdeen at the moment.
Montgomery's missed kick, but McGowne, his partner, was there to mop up. Vareille, and Mitchell nipped in to find Wright, and Wright was fouled, and that's going to be a card for Ricky Gillies.
Yeah, Ricky Gillies just tugs Paul Wright back there, but it's unusual because referee Hugh Dallas let Kevin McGowne off of one similar incident in the first half, but he's produced 2 yellow cards to 2 Aberdeen players for the same offence.
Yellow card then, the 3rd booking of the game. I wonder if they'll fancy it from this sort of distance.
Well, Paul Wright, as we know, has a tremendous dig, and I'm sure he'll be looking forward to trying to add here. Could it be our training ground routine?
Well, here he comes, and it went through, but Jim Leighton, 40 years young, fast approaching 600 league appearances, wasn't going to be beaten by that.
A reasonable strike from Wright, and a comfortable save for Leighton.
MacPherson. McCoist. Bagan got a foot in. Winters couldn't do much with it though. Vareille. Kilmarnock are Scotland's oldest professional club, but they don't have an awful lot to shout about in their 129-year history. Things are going swimmingly for them so far this season, though. Here's Hignett. Gillies. Jess. Up to Gillies. Marshall will be, once again, rather untroubled. It'll be Aberdeen's stroke. Came off Mitchell. Bagan to take it. Before he takes it, though, we're going to have another substitution. Russell Anderson is coming off, one of the many talented youngsters here at Pittodrie. He's replacing the slightly older John Ingles.
Yeah, it looks like it's a straight swap. Russell Anderson could come in as he's throwing. Yes, Mark Perry's moving into the middle. Anderson likes to get forward. Alec Miller will hopefully see him doing the overlapping and get some crosses into the box.
Mitchell for Holt. McGowne. Ingles is heading straight down the dressing room, which might suggest he needs a little bit of treatment, perhaps. Or maybe he's had enough of watching his Aberdeen performance. Here's Winters. Now Newell, no free kick given. Gillies. And MacPherson, taking no chances, steered his header behind with Hignett lurking behind him.
Well, it was a scrappy piece of play. It wasn't a bad ball in. But MacPherson, ever the pro, made sure there was going to be absolutely no danger there for Kilmarnock.
7th corner for Aberdeen. Jess and Hignett standing over it. Gone to the far stick. It's come back to Hignett, who leaves it. Now it's come back to Jess, where it all started. Oh, and it's curled right through. And Derek White was the nearest man to it, didn't get a touch. And Marshall glad to see that one just whip wide.
Well, God, Marshall relieved man. It's a tremendous ball here from Jess. Winters just misses it. Derek White lets it go. And that's only a yard wide in the end. But that's about as close as Aberdeen have came.
Approaching the midway point of the second half. Ian Jess in his second spell with Aberdeen after a largely unsuccessful time with Coventry City. Kevin McGowne. Offside flag has gone up. He's not been the quickest with putting his flag up, it must be said.
Well, it's been a slow game for the linesmen at time, but maybe the last 35 minutes, 25 minutes, things will really liven up.
Here's Bagan, and that's a high-hanging cross. It is, and Newell, oh dear. Terrible miskick by Mike Newell.
Well, dare we say, the story of Aberdeen's day. Gillis knocks it down there, may well have got a penalty. If he went down, he knocks it back, and Mike Newell, what a chance that was. And really, with his quality, he should have put that in the back of the net.
Man who won the English title with Blackburn Rovers and formed a pretty useful partnership with Alan Shearer before Sutton arrived at Ewood Park. Here's Vareille. McCoist is the only man ahead of him. It's quite useful, this Frenchman Jerome Vareille. MacPherson's cross was a flag up anyway, but the referee will let Aberdeen get on with it, and they'd certainly quite like to get on with it. Still trailing to Paul Wright's penalty. Higner's offside now.
Well, it's a very scrappy phase of the game at the moment, and Hignett just going too far, and you've got to look along the line there. A player of his experience and knowledge of the game should really have timed his run.
It's pretty close on the action areas. Aberdeen pushing forward and looking lively, but only in very, very brief spells. But they might look lively here with Newell. And that's a decent cross, and the diving header is palmed away from Marshall, and Killie can't quite screw the rebound in from an acute angle. It was Jess's header initially.
Well, at last we have something positive with Aberdeen. A good ball here from Mike Newell, right on Ian Jesse's head. That's a great effort. Marshall does well the first time, and he's up in alert again. The Kilmarnock goalkeeper had little to do, but he done it well there.
Aberdeen are having a decent spell, and that was a pretty wicked cross, which Marshall had to keep a close eye on.
Well, once again, Gordon Marshall has said he's been having one of his quieter afternoons, which sometimes goalies do like on, but it's a great ball in here from Newell. Brave header from Jess. Marshall full stretch, but he's up and ready again. Great technique from the Kilmarnock goalkeeper, and he keeps his goal intact.
Couldn't get a better view of it than that. Is he heading for 5 clean sheets in 8 league matches, Mr. Marshall? Aberdeen have double the amount of attempts at goal from Kilmarnock, but only 2 on target. Robbie Winters, he'll get the free kick.
Well, a better turn from Winters there, but I've just got this feeling that he's a bit out of touch. He hasn't played many games, Robbie.
Anderson's cross, Hignett in there. Here's Mitchell. John Ingalls here has a hamstring injury, which is why he had to go off. First and throw, gets it back from Mitchell. White's header.
Well, Kilmarnock have set their stall out. They're 1-0 up. They don't have to force the game. and they look capable of catching Aberdeen on the break.
It's a lovely back heel by Wright to MacPherson, and that's a cross viciously whipped in. Vareille unable to get on the end of it. More McCoist. Here's Kerr. And he still has it. Anderson goes with him. Good tackle, the 19-year-old. Now Robbie Winters. And guess who's there to slide in with a challenge? It's him again.
Yeah, Gary Holt's had a good game, but as I said just a couple of minutes ago, Robbie Winters hasn't played many games. He looks a bit rusty, short of match practice. He's definitely not at his sharpest.
And of course, whenever you join a new club, you want to get off the mark as soon as you can. Otherwise, people like us in the media keep saying, you still haven't scored yet, have you?
Well, as part of the strikers' union there, Ian, I'll thoroughly back him up.
Here's Hignett. White. That's going to be Marshall's, although Newell clattered into him. And I think we can safely say that that will be a free kick.
Yes, there's not much doubt about this one. Udall's got right. It's a hanging ball. It's a kind, big, physical strikers like. And that was just a little welcome back there from Mike Newell to Gordon Marshall.
Foul by Newell. Just a bit. And here's Holt. And he suddenly sprung away. Anderson getting back. White is there, as you would expect. Kilmarnock still leading through Paul Wright's first half penalty. Bobby Williamson, their manager, signed a 5-year deal this week. Looks like it's going to be some week for him if they can hang on here. And as they did in midweek, join Rangers at the top of the table. Rangers have a much better goal difference though, so they won't quite overtake them. So they bang in 4 or 5 more.
I don't think that will worry Bobby Williamson too much. He'll be just delighted to take all 3 points here today.
Mitchell. Durrant to McCoist. The Ibrox connection, but McCoist unable to keep it in play.
Well, Ian Durrant again stamping his quality, a superb little ball. And maybe the youngster is beginning to tire.
Only McCoist fitting in a bit of football in amongst his showbiz career.
Well, to be fair to him, he's been a bit quiet on the screen of late. He's determined to make a real fist of it at Kilmarnock, and he's certainly done that with a tremendous hat-trick against Hearts. And a cracking goal against Dundee.
Ali Mitchell has scored the winner when Kilmarnock won at Rangers on the last day of last season. The only league victory on their travels in this calendar year, but that might be about to change. The second last day of last season is when Kilmarnock won at Rangers. Here's Anderson. There were handball claims, but they were pretty muted and more from the fans.
Well, it pretty well sums up Aberdeen's performance when the fans are getting heated over the possibility of getting a free kick for handball.
Heading towards the final quarter of an hour, and Alec Miller, who wrote in the programme notes that he would settle for a similar match. And his team were last live on Sky Sports when they beat Celtic 3-2. To be perfectly honest, it hasn't even come close. Here's Newell though. Marshall quickly off his line.
Yeah, well, it's a totally different Aberdeen side there. It's another good ball. Newell tries to get in the blind side. But all credit The Kilmarnock goalkeeper again. He's not had much to do, as we've said, but he's been alert and lively to everything he's had to do.
Aiming for another clean sheet, unless Aberdeen can do something about it. They had the more attempts on goal without often being that threatening. Here's Vareille. I thought he was clipped by Gillies then. In steams Durrant once more.
Yeah, it's difficult with him. Although I've had plenty of possession and I've had more attempts at goal, you just don't see which person's going to score for Aberdeen.
Here's Perry. And he gets it back. Derek White. And Aberdeen fans urging their team to get forward. Bucket. And this is a rampaging run which is brought to an abrupt halt by Holt.
Well, that's about the first really bad pass from Durrant. He spotted McCoist and Vareille in with a chance and just didn't quite connect with it.
Kilmarnock are going to bring on Alex Burke. Not quite yet though, because here's Winters. There's MacPherson who met the cross, but it will be a corner.
Well, that's the first time Robbie Winters' pace has been used today. It's a lovely little ball down the wide area. It's a good cross.
Perry. Hignett with the overhead kick. Plenty of Killie men back. And Marshall is there yet again. When he's had to be there, he has been there. And Jess is the man frustrated.
Well, it's a good strike from Ian Jess there. He takes it at an awkward height. Just gets knocked down by Derek White. And it's a good strike here, but Marshall gets everything behind it.
Here's Jess. That's foul, giving Aberdeen a free kick. Before the free kick is taken, Kilmarnock will make their change. And they're going to take off the Frenchman Jerome Vareille. And they are going to bring on Alex Burke.
Well, it's quite a surprise here. Vareille's been doing well. He's very, very pacey. The problem gone for McCoist with him tiring just a little bit. Alex Burke comes on, plays that wide area, and he's just as capable of causing the problems that the big Frenchman did.
Burke, in fact, played most of the match in midweek against Dundee after Martin Baker was stretched off after just 5 minutes. It's an Aberdeen sub with the throw, Russell Anderson. Jess. Here's Buchan. Now McCoist. McCoist trying to put it through to Wright, but that'll be Leighton's. His 595th league appearance today. Jess. Rowson. Hignett. Here's Wright. But that's a poor pass straight at Anderson. Here's Jess. Doesn't quite know which way to turn. In the end, he turns to Rowson. Anderson. Newell's header, and the flag is up, it won't count. Robbie Winters is denied his first Aberdeen goal. Offside.
Well, there's no doubt it was offside there. It's a lovely knockdown by Mike Newell. But Robbie Winters, you'll see him here, just sneaks in front. He's a good 2 yards offside. And although he sticks it away well, he'll have to wait just a tad longer before getting his first goal for Aberdeen.
Not much doubt about that decision as we enter the final 10 minutes. And Winters will chase this one. Montgomery's header, though, carries comfortably back to Marshall. Up on by McCoist, straight through to his Scottish international teammate later. A mistake by Jess. This is Burke. And Holt's cross aimed towards McCoist. It wasn't that far away from him.
Yeah, I'm sure McCoist would want it. He's peeled off the defender again superbly, but he's never going to get on the end of that.
Well, tomorrow night in England, our Premiership action comes from London's East End. West Ham United against the struggling Saints. That's Monday at 7 on Sky Sports 1. And next Sunday we're with Aberdeen again on their travels, this time at Tannadice against Paul Sturrock's at Dundee United. Bobby Williamson has seen his side make such a solid start to this season. He's so organised, and he was brave to play the three up front today as well.
Well, the Aberdeen fans are now chanting "What a load of rubbish." They're certainly letting their feelings known now. It's been another, dare I say it, poor performance.
Alex Miller, I don't think he can quite believe how the game has gone for his team. Be interesting to see what he has to say afterwards, that's for sure.
Well, he's not a man to mince his words. And really, the Kilmarnock goal knocked the stuffing out of the Dons, because they did start quite lively. But since the goal, they've really struggled to break down a resolute Kilmarnock.
Burke. Oh, and Aberdeen, the little touch by Derek White was such a vital touch, just took it away from the path of Wright.
Well, it was a magnificent pass from there from Burke. And Paul Wright was seen nearly onto it. And that really could have finished the game.
McCoist. On his 60th Scottish cap, McCoist. And he was given a surprise call-up to the national side to face Lithuania. His side flags up against Wright.
Yeah, Paul just drifting offside there. He's a bit too keen to get forward, but he is just offside.
Rowson for Anderson. Kilmarnock are going to make another change in a moment. Here's Anderson. That's going to drift rather hopelessly through to Marshall. Or from a Kilmarnock point of view, rather delightfully through to Marshall. Mark Roberts, the striker, is going to come on to replace McCoist for the final few minutes. Roberts a mere 15 years younger than Super Ali.
Well, all he's worked well in the wide areas. He's earned the side that vital penalty. Now, good performance.
Gillies now straight into the midriff of Marshall. Right flick, Burke will chase it, but Anderson should get there first and just spins away from Burke. The substitution can now be made, and this young man, 22-year-old striker, is going to come on for the old man, Ali McCoist. McCoist doesn't seem in a hurry to get off yet. I don't think he's quite noticed that it's his number.
Well, quite an enthusiastic sprint there from young Alistair as he makes his way, but yet again, his contribution's been telling. He didn't score, but he got the penalty, and Kilmarnock are still well in course for another 3 vital points.
It's just rolled out of play. Hignett can't get that. White, Jamie Bucket, Rowson, Anderson, away by Holt. Five minutes for Kilmarnock to see it out and join Rangers on 15 points at the top of the Scottish Premier League. Perry to Buchan. Buchan to Derek White. Winters. Jess. Here's Newell. Derek White. Offside. Boy, it's been one frustrating evening for Aberdeen, to say the very least.
Yeah, once again, I mean, there's absolutely no excuse for that, because you can look right along the line there, and that's just inexperience perhaps, and lack of game awareness.
Mickey Gillies once had trials with Liverpool and Newcastle. Away by Perry. Kerr, Burke, Wright, Holt, Kilmarnock hanging on to the ball pretty comfortably, and that will suit them very nicely, thank you, at this stage of the game. About a man of the match, John.
Well, there's been absolutely nothing in the Aberdeen side today, unfortunately. Kilmarnock have been industrious, they've knocked the ball about well, and none more than the man on the ball right now, Ian Durrant, and he gets my vote today for man of the match.
Continuing his excellent start to the season. Here he is, Durrant, the man in charge tonight. MacPherson. Roberts. Holt. Even now there seems little urgency about Aberdeen. Kilmarnock won't mind bringing the ball down this end and keeping it here for a while. Ian Durrant, John Robertson's man of the match. Kilmarnock are making another change. They're bringing on David Bagan, and they're replacing Paul Wright, whose penalty looks like it might have clinched 3 points for Kilmarnock against the club he used to play for. Wright is off, Bagan is on, and here's the man of the match. He's just run that behind.
Well, you see Paul Williamson's tactics there. He started with 3 strikers. They've all run themselves into the ground, and he's replaced all 3 of them. And it's tactics like that that looks like his sides are going to come out with a 1-0 victory, and more importantly, all 3 points.
I feel a chorus of boos coming on very soon, I think, at Pittodrie. The noise you can hear at the moment is coming from the Kilmarnock fans.
Well, it's been poor fare from Aberdeen today. When you think of the investment that they've put into the club this season, Alec Muller has every right to expect more effort, more creativity, and perhaps even more passion from his players.
Bagan. Mules flick on. Winters unable to latch onto it, but maybe half a chance here for Hignett to try and create something. There's 3 minutes of added on injury time.
Well, it really would be a bit of a robbery if Aberdeen were to snatch one so late, but such is a game of football, you never can tell.
It's Jess to whip this free kick in, but again, it's cleared that time. And of course, with Aberdeen pushing forward, there's always a good shout of this happening. It's Killie on the break. Bagan. A chance of them just hanging on to possession here.
Well, that's the most damning thing of the lot. Aberdeen are 1-0 down, we're into injury time.
Here's Holt. Well, they invited him to have a go, and he did.
Well, just as I was saying, Aberdeen are 1-0 down, we're into injury time, and they're still not closing the ball down. And it looks, you know, Kilmarnock will be able to play these last couple of minutes out with these. They've knocked about great here. Gary Holt, who's had a fine game, gets the opening, and he'll not be too worried at what road that one's ended up in.
Well, Sunday's well known as a day of rest, and certainly Aberdeen have decided to have a day of rest in this game. And really, with a 1-0 scoreline, you would expect a frantic finale, but it's just petering out into a comfortable win for Kilmarnock, unless Aberdeen can somehow surprise us and snatch an equaliser. Here's Hignett. He's going to get a shooting opportunity, Hignett, but it was charged down by McGowne.
Yeah, superb defending again from Kevin McGowne. The Kilmarnock defence have coped very well with what little Aberdeen have thrown at them. And they've really just controlled most of this match and did what they've had to do.
Newell across to Rowson, who's about to have a man on. Bagan. Kerr back to Leighton. And I'm sure the Tawdry faithful are going to let their players know what they think of this afternoon, although Hignett's on the chase here, but it will roll harmlessly behind, and it really has been a dreadful evening for Alex Miller and his team. And it's all over now. A 1-0 win for Bobby Williamson's Kilmarnock, who continue their excellent start to the season. Paul Wright with a penalty against his former club, and a superb penalty as well. And the Kilmarnock band of travelling supporters will enjoy their journey back home tonight, as indeed will Bobby Williamson. Signed a 5-year contract this week. Ian Durrant, the man of the match for Killie, who are full of celebrations, and quite rightly so. Durrant was magnificent. He was the governor in this match, ran the show, and he might well take the applause from the visiting fans and from Ray Montgomery. Kilmarnock still only beaten once in the Scottish Premier League this season, and they join the mighty Rangers on 15 points at the top of the table. Durrant's former club, of course, and his former club as well. McCoist won the penalty when he was tripped by Mark Perry, and it just gets better and better for Killie at the moment.
At Pittodrie tonight, Kilmarnock have beaten Aberdeen by 1-0. Look at that though, the Dons had twice their attempts on goal as Killie did. 3 players booked tonight: Perry and Gillis of Aberdeen and Ali Mitchell of Kilmarnock. The first half, well, very even, as you can see in terms of first half areas. In the second half, Killie just shaved it in the end. Well, the man of the match tonight was Ian Durrant, and he and Ali McCoist are with Davy Provan.
Ian, was that a more comfortable win for Kilmarnock tonight, do you think, than the scoreline suggests?
I think we fully deserved it, Davy. We battled in second half a wee bit for 10-15 minutes, but I think throughout the game the chances we create were fully winners.
Do you think that's as well as Kilmarnock have kept the ball this season?
I think away terms, well, at home I've had a lot of the ball without really creating much, but we come up against a stubborn team tonight and we knocked about well.
Ali, I think we were surprised that Kilmarnock went with 3 up front. Did you enjoy the extra company up there?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was safe to say the 3 of us were reasonable today holding the ball up, and you rightly said earlier on, I think we're pretty comfortable today on the ball, and we've got guys like Ian who can keep the ball. It's just, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
How's the fitness coming along now?
I'm shattered. No, but I'm enjoying it, and it's amazing, Dave, when you're 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go, you feel a lot better than if you're 1-0 down. It just goes without saying, you know, but I felt good today.
Let me spare Ian's modesty here, because it has been suggested he's ready for a Scotland recall. You might answer that one for us.
Well, I just don't even think in today's performance. I think since the start of the season, if there's a better pass of the ball in the country, then I've yet to see him. I mean, the talent's always been there. I mean, I've bummed his cause for years and years now, and nothing's ever changed. And I think he's just playing now. It's terrific down here. I think he'll be the first one to admit he's got to thank Bobby and the rest of the boys to give him the opportunity. But I think you see him all season. He's kept the ball. He's been making some wonderful passes, and he's playing top class football.
How would you fancy a Scotland recall?
Yeah, I'd be delighted, but I'm just happy playing with my football just now. I'm enjoying it, and if it comes, that's another bonus for me.
Well done tonight, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well done, Dave.
Quite a double act, McCoist and Durrant. Charlie Nicholas, what does this result tonight do for Kilmarnock's credibility?
Well, I think it does a heck of a lot, Jim. I think, like Hearts did last season, they went, you know, to the last 2 or 3 games of the season and surprised a lot of people. But I think Killie are in the process of building. There is no doubt about that. I don't think quite yet got the strong squad that they need. To see the variation of 3 strikers tonight was impressive. But I think they're covered in that area. But maybe defensively, maybe just a little bit vulnerable squad-wise. But every week they're improving. Only let 5 goals in, the same as Rangers. They are getting better and better. The confidence is getting higher. And maybe, and finally, the belief is coming there. And when you have that, you've got a chance.
Davy Provan touched on it there with the 2 boys, Charlie. Should Durrant be in Craig Brown's plans?
Well, I have absolutely no doubts at all about this. I think Coyce is spot on when he says it's been from the start of the season. He's not missed a game. He's been there, he's played, he's dictated. Never better evidence than tonight. Aberdeen are a physical side, like to close you down. Could not get near Ian Durrant tonight. I thought they might have man-marked him. Couldn't get near him. I thought he was excellent, and I think it's time for a call-up. Not always, you know, ready to go with the older players in this country too readily. But early doors, you know, Kilmarnock got a little bit sloppy. Aberdeen, for me, looked a better and brighter team in the first 15 minutes. But I think gradually they patterned in. And when this man Durrant got on the ball, he started drilling things like this. And the cuteness and the cleverness of McCoist's runs. They constantly ask questions about defenders, and if you are not up for the game, he will catch you out, and that's exactly what happened to you with Mark Perry.
And there was no doubt you feel about that. That was a penalty.
Stonewall penalty, clear, there's no debate. Well dispatched from Paul Wright. But I just love the positive attitude of this manager, Bobby Williamson. Young guy, new 5-year package, wonderfully deserved. This is a lovely attempt from Kevin McGowne. Andy Dowd does well. But I have to say, I'm ever so disappointed in Old Club Aberdeen again. They lack imagination, they lack belief, and most of all, they lack excitement, which is a crime really, considering this team has got a lot of quality players.
And why is that, Charlie? Our second live game of the season, we saw Aberdeen do so well against Celtic.
Well, I don't know if I know the true reason. I mean, for me, that wasn't a penalty, although we had some of the guys maybe debated. For me, it was a good play good defensive play from McCoist. I just look at Hignett, and he's a sparkling player. He can make things happen. Ian Jess can make things happen. But he don't do it in the right areas for me just now. Would you consider we had this team beating Celtic 3-2 in the second live game of the season? Wonderful save from Marshall there, by the way. But 6 weeks later, we can look at a team who just do not look as if they know what formation they're playing. They don't have aggression in their play. And it's confusing. It must confuse their manager more so than me.
And as Ian Crocker rightly said in commentary, Charlie, towards the end of the game, you'd expect them to be pushing. That didn't stand, obviously, from Winters. They should have been pushing. They were more lacklustre than at any other time in the game.
Well, when you get round about those areas, they ran out of ideas. They didn't get very many men wide, which would disappoint the coach. But in saying that, there is very, very few bodies get in the box. And unless you're going to get bodies into the box, you ain't going to make that many chances. And you can't expect to make 2 or 3 chances and walk away with 3 points. It's not possible.
I think maybe other managers might take a leaf out of Williamson's book. You come to a ground like this and you play 3 men up front, McCoist, Wright and Vareille, and it pays dividends for you.
Well, I tell you, especially the fact if you've got a team who are not playing in conflict, Aberdeen are not. They're so unpredictable, and everybody's waiting for this good side to come. But full credit to Bobby Williamson. It was a positive outlook with 3 attackers, but I thought his whole team were excellent, and he must be delighted tonight.
Let's see if he is. Bobby Williamson's with Davy Prop.
Bobby, it's been not a bad week for you in Kilmarnock, eh?
Yeah, it's great to come up to Aberdeen and get 3 points. We're absolutely delighted. Players done a shift tonight, they all worked hard for each other, and as I say, we're delighted with 3 points, Davy.
At what stage did you decide to go with 3 up front? Because normally away from home we would expect to see perhaps Jerome Vareille up there on his own.
Well, after I seen the results Saturday, I thought we can't drop down any places. Why not go for it and try and get 3 points? Points keep the run going, but they don't get away for the pack. And I thought we'll go with a 3 striker and see if we can cause them a few problems. But we didn't really set them many problems. Although I felt we might have had a penalty. I don't know how it showed in the TV. The boy in the back post, I felt he handled it, but sometimes you get him, sometimes you don't.
What about the way you kept the ball tonight? Was that particularly pleasing?
Yeah, it was great the way Gary Holt and Ali Mitchell and Durrant in the middle of the park knocked the ball about and frustrated Aberdeen and got the fans in their back, and that was pleasing. Sometimes you don't have to go and chase the other goal, because that's when sometimes you get caught at the back, and then maybe let Aberdeen back into the game, Davy.
Durrant for Scotland, that was McCoist's shout earlier on tonight. What do you reckon about that?
Well, the wee man's playing well, to be fair, and I thought I rate him very highly, obviously, but Craig Brown will pick his own team.
Long hard winter ahead, of course. Do you feel the squad is strong enough right now?
Well, who knows, time will tell. We've not had many injuries. Martin Baker missed tonight. Apart from him, everybody else is fine. The suspensions haven't caught with us yet in the booking, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I feel we've got a strong squad, and if I feel I can add to it with some quality players to add to us, we'll see what we can do there.
Bobby, thank you.
Thanks very much, Davey.
Bobby Williamson. Charlie, Hearts pushed the Old Firm all the way last season.
Yep.
Will Killie do it this season?
I think they'll have a good run at it. I don't think, Jim, that they will probably last as long. And the reason that I touched on, I think maybe Bobby, come the hard winter, turn round at the break in January, that he might start to say, where I think they are a little bit vulnerable is, in a squad sense, is the central defensive area. Montgomery's getting on a bit in age, but his experience is invaluable. McGowan's a good defender. The other ones are full-backs and midfield players and attackers. I think he maybe just needs a couple there, just as good cover, because he's a very positive young guy.
A little tweak there at the end of that answer to Davy Provan. He wouldn't mind another player in. Should the board sit up and take notice of that one?
I don't think he's got a problem with the board. I think the board will open their purse if Bobby Williamson decides that he wants to go and get a player. They will open up. They've done it with Durrant, they've done it with McCoist. Anytime Bobby's fancy getting in and getting somebody, so far he's got him. And I think, probably another month or so he might sit down and maybe pinpoint somebody, but it's about squad. It's not necessarily a player to come in right away.
Okay, well, they've done it tonight. Kilmarnock have won 1-0 here at Pittodrie. More reaction in just a couple of minutes. And in a moment, we'll be looking back on Scottish Premier League action from yesterday, including Rangers' visit to East End Park for the clash with Dunfermline. So the Scottish Premier League reads Rangers and Kilmarnock at the top, followed by Hearts, St Johnstone, Celtic, Aberdeen, Dundee, who move up, Dunfermline and Dundee United. And there are 2 games next Saturday, Kilmarnock against Dunfermline and Motherwell against Celtic. And then on Sunday, Dundee United against Aberdeen in our live match, as we said, and also Hearts against St Johnstone and Rangers against Dundee. So Charlie, if they win, Kilmarnock will be top of the shop in their own right.
Yeah, and deservedly so. There's nothing you can take away from this team. They got a little bit of criticism at the start. Will the aging Durrant, especially aging McCoist, work? It's working big time. And not only that, look how it's inspired the other players. Gary Holt's playing well. The whole defence is playing well. That club is on the up. And a young manager who's got a marvellous reputation, growing fast. This team is going to be getting more impressive this season. Might prefer to win a cup rather than the league in terms of reality, but they're going well, and I think they will be top this time next week.
Will he continue to be positive? Is he brave enough to field 3 up front when it really matters?
What about his line to Davy Provan? It sums everything up for Kilmarnock for me just now. I seen the results yesterday. We couldn't drop any places, so I decided to come here and try and get 3 points and go equal top, and he's achieved that already.
Charlie, it was a big game at Celtic Park yesterday. Celtic playing Hearts, of course, and again, having gone 1 up, they end up throwing the points away.
Celtic are in quite a serious bit of trouble now for me. I think their players are becoming a little bit, fed up with the situation, with the pressure that's been heaped upon them since this bonus round really exploded. The club is not really going in a direction to show their supporters where they must go. The man at the helm, Fergus McCann, is going to move in 5 or 6 months. Jock Brown's under pressure. But the biggest concern for me is Dr. Joe, the coach, is not through any method into why his team is going to improve, where it's going to improve. He's not taking the responsibility of telling people and showing people what he's going to do for Celtic so far. He's got to start making his mark on Celtic Football Club. He can't just let it drip by him, because before he gets into the rhythm of this, it could be beyond him. This team, and the fans especially, are becoming disillusioned.
And we're hearing noises, Charlie, that Venglos is feeling the pressure, not surprisingly.
Well, he's told us today in the newspapers that he's feeling the pressure. They are 2-1 up going into a home leg, second leg at home, and he's feeling under pressure. He should be looking at this game positively, thinking we'll get through this and let's rebuild. But we're not getting told anything. Is there new players coming? It will be eventually, but when? And how is he going to pick them up tactically? The players need help. They do need help, and the coach has got to do that job.
Well, Celtic, as are Rangers and as are Hearts, they're all in Europe this week. Who will go through, who will go out?
I think Rangers and Celtic will go through. I don't think Celtic will win their tie on Tuesday night, but I think surely 2-1 at home should be enough to go through. Unfortunately for Hearts, we've seen Real Mallorca. Hearts, too impressive for me. I think they will score against Hearts, and I think that'll be enough for Hearts to go out, unfortunately.
You think Hearts will be the one that will drop out?
I think they will, unfortunately, but I hope I'm wrong.
OK, Charlie, thanks very much. Well, that's it from Pittodrie. The next live football on Sky Sports is a Monday night football, and it comes from Upton Park, where West Ham take on struggling Southampton. Sky Sports 1 at 7. Then join us on Tuesday night for Inside Scottish Football, where we'll have all the weekend's highlights. And there's a fascinating interview with SFA Secretary Jim Farry talking to David Provan, which got a little heated at times.
Given that there are 33 acres lying out there, why is there no provision for an indoor facility?
Well, in terms of the provision of indoor facility, we have no money.
Because you've spent it all.
Well, I don't think we have spent it all. I think if you wait to hear what I've got to say, there is a tendency to ask a question and then to answer it. So if you want to do the interview yourself, you can do so, but if you want to hear my response, certainly, I'll be happy to do so.
There's plenty more where that came from on Tuesday. Inside Scottish Football, 6:30 Sky Sports 1.